Hello everyone, this is Shannon from That's So Po, and today I'm doing a review of The Year I Flew Away by Marie Arnold, which is such a great middle grade that is filled with so much humor and magic, and also tackles some pretty tough issues that face immigrant kids. So first, let me tell you what the book is about. We follow 10-year-old Gabrielle, who's growing up in Haiti, loves her parents, her friends, has a great time, and actually can see quite a bit of magic in the world. She's got a special gift for it. One day, she gets the opportunity to move to New York to live with her uncle's family and pursue some of her dreams for the future, which she wouldn't have the opportunity to do in Haiti. So she goes, but it's a very difficult transition being apart from her parents and her friends and her language and her culture, and having to adapt to everything that's so different and new in New York. And while she's there, she comes across a witch who may or may not be able to help her with this transition. Content warnings for this book are in the description box below. So now let me talk about why I loved this book so much, starting with the humor. This book was just so absurdly, fantastically funny. I really liked the writing style in this. It is directed at a younger middle grade audience, and so it's got a lot of just silliness and humor in the way that it portrays all of the different situations. There's some pretty tough content in this, but it's done in such a fun and approachable way. There's a lot of ridiculous situations and a lot of character interactions that just bring such a smile to my face. So I loved the humor in this. The next thing I loved about this story was the magic. I loved the magic in this story. It is set in the real world, but there's so much magic around Gabrielle that she can interact with, even if a lot of other people can't see it. And it is so fascinating, the different Haitian-inspired things like witches, but also a lot of the very New York style things like a candy lady and like a talking rat. There is so much in this that is filled with magic that is also used as a way to deal with some rather difficult topics, or to, in a sense, externalize some of the internal problems that Gabrielle is having. And I think it's such a brilliant way to deal with all of those experiences that Gabrielle is having as an immigrant through magic. And speaking of her experiences as an immigrant, that really forms a foundational part of what makes this story so strong. We follow Gabrielle as she is struggling to learn English because she speaks Haitian Creole, which is like a French-based language. And she's trying to fit in when she hasn't grown up with the same culture, the same ideas, the same food. Her trying to adapt to things like hot dogs and really not getting them. It's all so poignant, so good. And there's a lot of heavier things that are talked about too, like the idea that her aunt and uncle each work multiple jobs trying to have enough money to scrape by for themselves, as well as constantly sending money back to Haiti, and that issue that they have with trying to live a better life, but still it's a real struggle. And in addition to that, just a lot of the issues of expectations that are put upon them, that are put upon Gabrielle by her family, the expectation that she has been given this opportunity and she is supposed to not mess it up. That's a lot of weight for a 10-year-old little girl to have on her shoulders, and the hopes and dreams of her whole family rest upon her. So there's a lot of weight on her for that, as well as a lot of the sort of racism and xenophobia that she comes across when she moves to the United States. So I loved all of these deeper topics that were explored, even though the tone of the book really is light and fun and absurd in so many ways. And lastly, the part that I think is the real heart of this story is friendships and identity. I love the way that this book explored Gabrielle's exploration of what her identity as a Haitian immigrant to New York meant. How much of her heritage should she embrace? How much should she assimilate to culture in the US? And how does that affect the way that she forms friendships? Does she have to change in order to make friends, or should her friends accept her Haitian heritage? All of these sorts of questions of identity and how to make friends and how to connect to other people and be true to yourself are so well done in this, and I really liked that exploration. Overall, I think that The Year I Flew Away is such an excellent younger middle grade read. It is filled with humor and magic, but touches on a lot of important topics of kind of that immigrant experience, as well as really the universal idea of how to figure out your own identity and how to make friends. I loved this story, and I hope that if you haven't read it, you will pick it up. If you guys have any thoughts, any comments, any recommendations, just leave me a comment down below.